And that defiance leads her straight into something incredibly dangerous. The bloodshed trials.
Yeah, Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into Alexandra Kennington's debut, Blood Beneath the Snow. It's the first book in her Blood and Souls duology. And if you're into that blend of romance and fantasy, romantasy, really.
Exactly, yeah. Get ready.
We're looking at high-stakes competition, a rebellion brewing, and, that forbidden love angle, too.
Definitely. And what really pulls you in right away, I think, is the world Kennington builds. Magic is, like, everywhere.
Right.
But there are these huge social divides. And right smack in the middle is Princess Revna.
Yeah, exactly. And you really feel for her, don't you? She's royal, but she's also kind of an outsider in her own family.
Because she doesn't have magic.
No magic at all, in a place where that's, well, everything. So she finds her strength, her community with the marginalized folks, the gods forsaken, they call them.
A really interesting dynamic.
And then the conflict kicks off when her father tries to push her into an arranged marriage.
Right, and that move threatens her friends, the people she actually cares about.
So Revna she's not having it. She pushes back.
And that defiance leads her straight into something incredibly dangerous. The bloodshed trials.
Yeah, can you imagine? Royal siblings fighting to the death for the throne?
The stakes are just sky high. Immediately.
But then, okay, here's a twist. Before the trials even properly start,
She gets abducted.
Abducted, and not just by anyone, it's Hellbringer.
The masked general,
Yeah.
enemy kingdom, big bad, supposedly.
Apparently he can, rend souls. That's quite the way to start things off, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. Talk about an inciting incident. It just throws everything completely off balance.
Totally.
We've got this princess who everyone thinks is powerless, right? Suddenly she's in the clutches of the kingdom's, ultimate enemy.
So the big question is, what does he want? What's Hellbringer's deal with her?
Which brings us to that classic trope, forced proximity. So she's captive, but being close to him, she starts peeling back the layers, seeing past the scary mask,
Uncovering secrets.
Yeah.
About him, about this rebellion he's leading.
And here's the really interesting part. He doesn't just see her as a pawn or a prisoner.
No.
He sees her as potentially a queen for his rebellion.
Wow. Okay. That really makes you stop and think. About his motives, yeah, but also about her.
It does. It raises this fascinating question about value, doesn't it? How value is perceived.
How so?
Well, here's Revna, considered lesser in her own world because she lacks magic, but this enemy leader sees something else, a different kind of strength.
Right. So what does that say about how limited her society's definition of power actually is?
Exactly. It ties into the bigger themes. Power, obviously, but also identity.
Her lack of magic, which starts as this huge weakness, it kind of morphs into a symbol of her defiance, maybe, her resilience.
It becomes her unique identifier, yeah. Her refusal to be defined just by magic or the lack of it.
And then you layer in that relationship with Hellbringer.
The enemies to lovers element, which in Romantasy often adds that crucial emotional depth. It's not just politics, it's personal, intense.
Forbidden connection, growing right in the middle of all this conflict. How does that, that forced closeness change them, their views, their loyalties?
It's compelling stuff. And it's all happening against this really vivid backdrop. Kennington uses Norse-inspired world building, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I read. So you've got that, plus the political games, plus that slow burn romance building underneath.
It sounds like a really potent mix. High stakes, political maneuvering, and that deep, personal, forbidden relationship. That's often the magic formula in this genre.
Seems like Blood Beneath the Snow is really leaning into those elements effectively.
It certainly sounds like it.
So for everyone listening, here's something to chew on. Think about how often we judge value based on, specific skills or traits society tells us matter. How might something seen as a weakness, like Revna's lack of magic, actually turn into a strength, especially when facing huge challenges or conflict?
A different kind of power.
Right, and what does it really take to forge your own identity, your own path, when you're caught between powerful forces and what everyone expects you to be?
Deep questions.
Definitely something to think about. That's your deep dive for today.
Grab Blood Beneath the Snow by Alexandra Kennington, now on sale for $19.95. Don't miss this chance to build good habit and achieve remarkable results. Buy now today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.